Yu-Gi-Oh! What is up, YouTube? This is Jeremy from Team Bio, and today, guys, we are going to be going over my Blackwing deck profile. With the release of Darkwing Blast and it now being TCG legal, I figured now is the perfect time to get you guys to see how I play my deck. It is a 40-card main deck. Starting off with the monsters is 3 Blackwing, Simoon the Poison Wind. Really nifty effect where you can banish a Blackwing Blackwing monster from your hand, other than the copy that you're revealing, as a cost, and then you can activate Black Whirlwind from your deck, and then get an additional normal summon, which he would just normal summon himself, which will then trigger Black Whirlwind. 1 Blackwing Zephyros the Elite. Everyone knows this card. This has been in every deck basically ever. For some of the new cards, though, 2 Blackwing Shamal the Sandstorm. This card's really cool. You can discard this card from your hand and place 1 Black Feathered Whirlwind from your deck face up to your spell and trap zone, which is really nice because it does play around anti-spell fragrance. Because it doesn't activate it, it places it. The same as a Blackwing Simoon the Poison Wing. And then it's got another effect where if you Synchro summon a Blackwing Synchro monster, you can banish this card from your graveyard, target one of your Blackwing monsters in your graveyard, and add it to your hand. So I'll show you combos in a different video of utilizing Shamal. Another new card is 3 Blackwing, I believe it's pronounced Sudri, the Phantom Glimmer. Another new card is when it's normal summon, you can add any card from your deck that lists Black Winged Dragon from your deck to hand. And this got another effect where you can tribute one monster on your field to special summon a level 2 Dark Tuner token. And then the turn you use that effect, you cannot do anything except for Synchro summon. So you can't do like Link plays and Xyz plays before that and then go into that. You can only Synchro summon the turn you activate that effect. A little throwback is 1 Blackwing Oster the Southwind. When it's normal summon, you just get a special summon one of your banished Blackwing monsters. It does target. It's just really good for follow-up plays, and it is a tuner. Next, people hate this, but I have 3 different rarities of my Gale the Whirlwind. Pretty much the only time you're going to use this is for extending into extra deck plays where you would go into Link plays, but it's also really good for OTKs, and you can do some Synchro plays with it. 1 Harmattan the Dust. It's kind of the same as Gale. If you control a Blackwing with a different name, you can special summon it. But then on special summon or even normal summon, you can target another Blackwing you control, and it will modulate its level. So if you have Gale on the field and you special summon this, you can target Gale. This would gain 3 levels, making it a level 5. So that plus Gale would equal a Synchro 8. 2 more new cards. Blackwing Vada, the Emblem of Wandering. I didn't feel the need to max out on this or the Shamal because they're super searchable within the deck, especially his low attack with Whirlwind. But he says if you control a Blackwing monster, you can special summon him, and then his effect activates on field where you can attempt to special summon Black Winged Dragon from your extra deck by using materials from your deck. It is ashable, but it does not tribute as a cost. He's also a nice level 2 tuner. All of these guys' effects are pretty much once per turn. And the last new card from the set within the monsters is 1 Blackwing Chinook the Snow Blast. This card is really cool. I was not playing it initially, but obviously it's super searchable with its low attack, being able to search it off of literally any Blackwing normal summon. Once per turn, you can discard this card from your hand or send it from your field to the graveyard. Target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls and negates effect. If you control a Dark Synchro monster, this is a quick effect. So it's like an effect veiler, but during any phase, basically, which is really nice. You do have to send itself and a material from your extra deck, or a Black Winged Dragon or a Synchro monster from your extra deck. That's a Blackwing Synchro. So if you're under like Shifter, you can't do it. I forgot it also has a attack modulation. The monster's effects are negated and it loses 700 attack. Another Blackwing that we play now is Vayu, the Emblem of Honor. You can't Synchro summon with it when it's on the field, unless like, I believe that's a condition and not as much of an effect. But what you do use it for is with one of the new extra deck monsters, you'll send it to the graveyard and it banishes itself and another Blackwing monster from the graveyard to special summon and not synchro summon a Blackwing monster from your extra deck. And it has to be exact levels, and you can only use one other card in grave. The final Blackwing is Blackwing Orochi the Squall. The effect where you can change the battle position doesn't come up very often, but the fact that it's a level 1 tuner mixed with some other cards in our extra deck is really nice, because if you control a Blackwing monster, you just special summon it out. That is it for the Blackwing engine. Moving on to a small support engine is just one Phantom Knights of Silent Boots. So you only play one, you only need one, you don't play any other non-Blackwing monsters for your engine. However, we do play some hand traps, and this deck, previous Blackwing builds that I've had, it's a little harder to play hand traps, but this one is so much easier with the new Blackwing cards. We are going to main deck 3 Nibiru right now. Nibiru is still really good in this format. Same with 3 Ash. I see people not wanting to play Ash anymore. I feel like it hits too many decks that are even rogue, like if they're just going into Red Eyes Fusion. This deck does have a little bit of a hard time getting over that Dark Dragoon. But hitting stuff like Branded Fusion with the Branded Tier Element version going around, it's really nice. And then 3 DD Crow. Obviously against Tier Element this is really good, but even hitting like a Swap Frog out of the graveyard against the Sprite match to stop them from getting to Toad is really good. So 9 hand traps, spells, 3 Black Whirlwind. Everyone knows what this card does. If you're watching Blackwings, whenever you normal summon, you get a search for a Blackwing monster with a lower attack value than what you normal summoned. A new card is Black Feather Whirlwind. This card is actually a lot better than what I initially thought it was. Anytime you would special summon a dark synchro monster from your extra deck, so it doesn't even have to be a Blackwing, you can target one of your Blackwing monsters that's in your graveyard or banished and special summon it. It's once per turn, but like, that's all you need really. And then it has another effect that's not too relevant. If a dark monster you control be destroyed by battle or card effects, you can remove 1 black feather counter from your field instead. It can come up, but it's not too often. This one is a optional card, 3 Allure of Darkness. I would like to switch these out to Pot of Prosperity, but I feel like going through how much of the extra deck you already do, it's iffy. Allure or Pot of Prosperity, whatever you would prefer to play. Then quick plays, 1 Called by the Grave and 1 Phantom Knight's Rank Up Magic Force. Called by the Grave, obviously to hit other hand traps. Rank Up Magic Force, you don't usually get to this combo too often, but if you do, it's really nice to end on like something, an Ultimate Falcon. And then for our trap lineup, we're only playing 2, Blackwing Twin Shadow. Shuffle 2 of your Blackwing monsters, a tuner and a non-tuner, from your graveyard or your banish, which is really nice to be able to recycle your Blackwing monsters. You shuffle them into the deck, and then you special summon a Blackwing Synchro monster from your extra deck whose level equals exactly those levels, and it is treated as a Synchro summon, which is really important. So it will trigger one of the guys that is in the extra deck that I will go over briefly. And then the other effect is if you have 2 Blackwing monsters on the field, you can activate this card from your hand. That doesn't come up too often because you don't usually end on 2 Blackwing monsters, but you can, for example, use it on turn 1, or I guess turn 2 if you're going second, to get some Synchro monsters out onto the field. And then 1 Phantom Knights of Shade Brigadine, just a good level 4 extender. That is it for the main deck, 40 cards. Let's get into the extra deck, starting with the newest card out of Darkwing Blast, Blackwing Assault Dragon. Black-winged Assault Dragon. It's unfortunate it's not a Blackwing monster, but it's Black-winged. It's really cool. You can special summon it with its own game mechanic or summoning condition where you banish a Blackwing dragon and then a Blackwing tuner synchro monster from your graveyard or field, or you can just hard synchro summon it as a level 10. It's not too hard to get into, but it must be special summoned or synchro summoned that way first. then it has an effect where each time your opponent activates a monster effect, they will lose 700 life points, and then you put one, I believe it's wedge counter on it, or is it feather counter? Black feather counter on it. And then after that resolves, you put the 700 damage onto your opponent's life. Then during your opponent's turn, you have a quick effect. You can tribute this card with 4 or more black feather counters and destroy everything on the field. So that matches really nice with Raid Raptor Ultimate Falcon, which we are still playing. And then our next card, Blackwing Full Armor Master, because he's unaffected by all other card effects. You guys know what he does by now. He's just unaffected by everything. Put wedge counters on all monster effects that your opponent activates on field, and then you can take one of their monsters. Another card we are starting to run is Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. This card is actually super easy to summon in this deck now. Getting a tuner and then a level 8, basically level 8 Dark Tuner Synchro monster. I will show you guys the combo in a later video, but he's super easy to summon. Almost every time that you play the game, you are going to end on him and then some other form of interruption. It's really, really consistent. Another synchro we're summoning is Borrowed Savage. We only play 3 links. We could cut it to 2, but even not ending on any amount of negations is really good. Draco Berserker is really good in this deck too. Although you can't synchro up into Hot Red Dragon Savage Abyss, he's really good for doing like OTKs, attacking over your opponent's monsters, because he'll be able to attack twice most of the time. And then in the tier matchups, he's really good against banishing your opponent's monsters that activate on the field, so then their tier elements wouldn't trigger in the graveyard. A new card is Blackwing Silverwind the Ascended. The synchro materials on this are kind of unconventional. It requires 1 Blackwing tuner and 2 non-tuner Blackwing monsters, or just 2 non-tuner monsters. So you need 3 cards of material or to synchro into it. But with the inclusion of the new trap card, you just shuffle back a tuner and a non-tuner, and then you special summon this out. When you special summon it, you can target 2 face-up monsters on the field whose defense is less than this card's attack and destroy them. Any monsters on the field with 2,800 or less defense is going to get destroyed. 2 of them anyways. So it's really good. And then you can recycle this and try to hard synchro summon it again, but you don't usually do that too often. Blackwing Dragon, you can bring this out with Vada. His effect is kind of irrelevant. You almost never care about it because you're going to synchro summon him off anyways. If you want to know, I guess Google it. It's kind of subpar. We are playing 1 Nathung though. Good old Nathung. I really like Nathung. Being able to normal summon 3 times in 1 turn is really nice. You don't use it too often. This is more for like a plan B later down the road in the game plan. 1 Borestream the Wicked Wind. He is another new one where when he's synchro summoned, you can send 1 Blackwing monster from your deck to the graveyard, and he will become the level of that monster. So the combo is like you synchro summon into him, then you'll send your Vayu to the graveyard, and he'll become a level 1. And then if you have your Blackwing Dragon on the field, he's a level 8 dragon, so you synchro him and the Borestream into a synchro 9 being your Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. And then the final card is Assault Blackwing Soya, the Rainstorm. You special summon this off of Vayu, Vayu from the graveyard. He's a level 5, so mixing him with your Gale gets you into your Synchro 8s, or if you just need extension for going into your Link plays. Speaking of links, one Raid Raptor Wystrix, any of your 2 Blackwings will get him out, and then obviously you special summon a level 4 Dark Wing Beast monster, and then being able to set the Phantom Knight's quick play rank up spell. Mixed with that is 1 Phantom Knight of Rusty Bardiche. He's really good as well. Obviously, it's another way to get into your Shade Brigading to set stuff. It's just good extension. This is a flex spot 1 Borrowed Savage Dragon. I was considering cutting this for the 2nd Soya the Rainstorm, because you can synchro summon Soya multiple times within the same turn, and being able to get that recursion, and it's a flex spot basically. You don't have to play him, but I enjoy him for going 2nd OTKs. And then the XCs is only 1 Forstrix and then 1 Ultimate Falcon. So you synchro summon a lot more in this deck, so you are more susceptible to debarrier. Force Strix and Ultimate Falcon is basically your plan B, because Ultimate Falcon is really hard to get over, being a 3500 attack beat stick that is unaffected by everything. So that is it for the deck profile, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Let me know if you have any constructive criticism for the deck. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts. Drop a comment down below telling me like what you think about my ratios, whatever. And I will be getting a combo tutorial video out to you guys soon. So thank you guys so much for watching the video, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.
Wreckognize when I wreck a mic, leaving all y'all mesmerized. Killing instrumentals, but nobody wanna testify. In his prime, I think someone better check the guy. Always spitting heat, the beat gon' be hard to identify. Stress minds and wreck mics and leave with the best lines. My sex life is great cause I spit like a Tech 9. Stomp competition, beat them with the lead pipe. Sleep on you rappers just like it's my bedtime. You already know that old big bro from the west side. Got you hoes smoking on my flow like a meth pipe. Forever cold, I'll eat your soul like a death site. Headed to the top, shining brighter than a headlight. You better Wreckognize, I'm about to go off, putting on a show and I ain't even trying to show off. Here's the red dot, the shot, and kill Rudolph. Call me James Bond, cause I killed it with a suit on.